welcome in. This is the Tiger Woods Show right here on the Believe Podcast Network, the number one podcast network for professionals. Cam Rogers coming at you. So great to be with you here on this post-US Open edition of the program. Congratulations to Jon Rahm for getting it done. I did not make my prediction, Jon Rahm, to win the US Open, although the data out there all pointed to it happening, so we shouldn't be too surprised. So Jon Rahm getting it done. He's a major champion for the first time. And we are on to the Travelers Championship this week out in Cromwell, Connecticut. Despite the event being right after a major championship, the field is pretty darn good. Phil Mickelson, Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Reed, some solid stars are in the event this week, and I have my betting picks to help you win some money this week. I've got you covered. Speaking of betting, by the way, you might as well do it on Bet Online. The month of June is heating up with a ton of exciting sports action, and Bet Online is where you can find it, from basketball and hockey playoffs to baseball's marquee matchups, including prop bets and futures. Bet Online has the latest odds, news, and information for all of your online sports betting needs. Visit the website today or use your mobile device to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. So before the next tip-off, face-off, or pitch, head on over to Bet Online and start playing today. Bet Online, your online sportsbook experts. Let's go through my picks here for the Travelers Championship this week. But before we get there, a couple of key points here. Expect an all-out birdie fest. This will not be like what you saw last week at Torrey Pines. This is a very accessible golf course, TPC River Highlands, par 70, 6,800 yards, one of the shortest courses on the PGA Tour. I'm targeting top iron players and putters. Driver, not so important this week. And of course, look for those Pete Dye specialists this week, because this is a Pete Dye designed course. So there you go. My outright prediction this week: the man who will win, Abraham Ancer. He dominates Pete Dye courses. He's first in strokes gained total on Pete Dye designs within the last 36 rounds. Fourth best ball striker in this field. Second best par 4 scorer as well. Fantastic short course player. All the data this week points to Abraham Ancer, and I will listen to the data this week unlike last week. Give me Abe to get it done at the Travelers Championship. A couple of top 10 picks here, guys. Bubba Watson, plus 410, and this is a Bubba course. He plays well where he likes to play. Three-time winner here, immense upside, all-time earnings leader at this event as well. Showed some signs at Torrey last week, despite the disappointing finish. I like Bubba Watson for a top 10. Also like, for a top 10, Kevin Streelman, winner here in 2014, runner-up last year. He's fourth in strokes gained total here within the last 5 years. 4 straight top 20 finishes coming in. Good form, good course history. Give me a little Streelman for a top 10. 3 top 20s this week: Charlie Hoffman, Keegan Bradley, Emiliano Grillo. What are the common factors with these guys? Good tee to green players, and typically play well on easier courses. Emiliano Grillo, by the way, is showing some form with his putter, and that's dangerous because he's the number one approach player in this field within the last 24 rounds. Fourth best in par 4 scoring as well. And I mentioned the putter, gaining in that area in 4 of his last 6 events, and typically he is putrid with the putter. So if that flat stick gets some action this week, he could actually win. Keegan Bradley, he's an elite iron player too. He was actually T2 here in 2019, T8 in 2017. Only 1 missed cut in 10 appearances at this tournament. Same with Charlie Hoffman, only 1 missed cut since 2012. with 4 top 15 finishes, has been really solid tee to green since the beginning of January. You would think at some point this summer, Charley Hoffman is going to win on the PGA Tour. Top 30, Stewart Cink, having a career year, so why not? 2 wins on the PGA Tour so far this season, 2 wins at TPC River Highlands, top 5 approach player in this field. Played decently at the U.S. Open last week, but honestly, you can write off what happened last week because it was a major championship. Give me Cink for a top 30. And then a top 40 from Mr. Top 40 himself, Vincent Whaley. Prior to the missed cut at the Palmetto Championship, he had 8 straight top 40 finishes. Well-rounded player, 26th in this field in strokes gained total within the last 36 rounds. That's all you need for a top 40. No elite iron play or anything like that. Vincent Whaley very much just going about his business on the PGA Tour. Some matchups for you. How about Bryson versus Brooks Part 2 here at the Travelers Championship? Bryson is the favorite. I think he wins, and I also think he has legitimate win equity to actually win the event. He beats out Brooks, but he could certainly win this week. Meanwhile, Brooks typically lays down at these regular PGA Tour events. And so I think that happens this week. Give me Bryson in that matchup. Adam Scott versus Joaquin Niemann. Scott is getting plus money in this scenario. He makes cuts, has top 10 upside. I'll take Adam Scott. Niemann has been consistently average despite his immense talent. At some point, he's going to pop again on the PGA Tour. I just don't know when that's going to be. I will take the safe play with Adam Scott. Stewart Cink versus Jason Day. Who would have thought Cink would be the favorite against the former number 1 player in the world? But that's where we are at with Cink's game and also Day's game. Day has just lost it. I'll take Stewart Cink in that matchup. And then Emiliano Grillo versus Carlos Ortiz. Give me the number 1 iron player in this field, Grillo, to take down Ortiz in that matchup. Okay. Bryson over Brooks, Scott over Niemann, Cink over Day, Grillo over Ortiz. How about the props this week? Pretty interesting. I'm throwing some darts, all right? Top Continental European, I'm going with Rafa Cabrera Bello, plus 750 to make that happen. 3 top 40 finishes in his last 5 starts. Showed me a little something at the U.S. Open with an opening round 68. He lost it the rest of the way, but sometimes that's all you need to figure it out, that one round, and maybe he applies it this week at the Travelers Championship. And also, the rest of the players in this bracket, if you will, are really not all that inspiring, so I'll throw a dart with Rafa there. Top European, Ian Poulter. He just might be the magician of playing well after majors. In 10 events after major championships, Poulter averages 1.24 strokes gained per round with 5 top 10s and 0 missed cuts. I'll take that for a top European, and plus 850 is a pretty good number in my opinion. Top rest of world player, Abraham Ancer. All right, he's the favorite in this grouping, rightfully so. I'm picking him to win. Might as well run it back with a top rest of world player, Abraham Ancer, the best Pete Dye design course player in this field within the last 36 rounds. Give me that. All right, that's my betting card this week for the Travelers Championship. Best of luck out there, everybody. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99 and on Instagram at Mr. Rogers98. Interact with me. Let me know what your picks are this week. I'm happy to help you out as we go throughout this summer. The Open Championship is not too far down the line either, so stay tuned for some elite major championship content right here on the Tiger Woods Show, presented by Bet Online. I'll talk to you guys next week.